I am John Campbell, and this is my lesson 1 for Reading Comp 5 for NEFAC. The title of the lesson is Using Author's Perspective and Vocabulary and Comprehension to Aid in Vocabulary and Comprehension. So, my lesson should be about 25 to 30 minutes. I have about 5 students in here. Today is July 29th, 2014. Let's get started. All right, today we're going to talk about using vocabulary to help with comprehension. Who can tell me what the word comprehension is? To comprehend something. What does that mean? Justin? To explain. Brooke? To understand something. All right, a lot of times you read things, when you read it, it's okay, you can pronounce the words or decode the words. But if you don't understand what you're reading, what's the purpose of reading? All right? So today what we're going to do is use a few vocabulary strategies to help you with your comprehension. The reason of all the powerful is going to guide us through our lesson. All right, the standard that we're covering today is 6th grade standards. The students will analyze the author's purpose and or perspective in a variety of texts and understand how they affect meaning. Raise your hand or give me a thumbs up if you know what the word analyze means. Okay, analyze. You halfway, good, I like that. So, Jakai, what do you think analyze means? Go over something. If you go to the doctor and they take some blood from you, and they analyze it, and say you come back with your result, what are they doing to your blood when they analyze it? Huh? They're checking it, or we're going to say break apart. They're going to take things apart, separate it, and make sure you're okay. That's what the word analyze means. And the word variety means what? Okay, many different kinds, right? A variety. You go to McDonald's, they have a variety of drinks. Okay, you go to Dave & Buster's, they have a variety of games you can play. So many different kinds. So again, our standard, the student will analyze the author's purpose and or perspective in a variety of texts and understand how they affect meaning. All right, your objective, by the end of this lesson, the students will be able to identify the author's purpose or perspective. Okay, why are we learning this? Understanding the author's purpose or perspective helps us understand the meaning in text. A lot of times with LSAT, we read a lot from LSAT. We have a few hours to do it or an hour and a half to do it, and a lot of times we're trying to rush because we want to beat that time. But if we start using strategies like vocabulary development, understanding why the author wrote this or is writing this, a lot of times it can help us find out what they want us to answer on the test. So that's the reason why we're doing it. It's our objective. Okay, so again, what is an author's perspective? She said it earlier in a very good way. Say it again, Brooke, in your own words. Author's perspective?
Author's perspective is considering how the author looks at something.
Okay, how they look at something. If I write something about birds, is my perspective going to be the same as everybody else's? Probably not. Okay, that makes us unique. We're different. So, the definition for it, the author reveals his viewpoint through his choice of words. You can look for clues in the author's writing. You can tell if an author is for something, if they're against it, or if they're sort of, like she said, like this, they're sort of riding fence. You can tell by their verbiage. And a lot of times when we write, we don't write all the time so you can like it. We write to express ourselves. All right? Okay, we said earlier, we write to inform, persuade, or to entertain. Now, how many guys have Facebook or social media? All right, a lot of times you get on Facebook. I don't have one. Most of the time I get on there to either inform or entertain, because I like to show videos, funny videos, and a lot of times I'm on there sharing information about things that's going on in our community or whatever. Sometimes you might go on vacation, you might want to just show people your pictures. Every once in a while, if it's time for elections, I might get on there and try to persuade my friends to vote the same way I vote. Because, you know, it's a free country, we can speak our mind. So a lot of times I use all three, but mainly on social media, I use inform and entertain because that's what I think it should be. All right, no drama. All right, my favorite type of books are books that entertain. I want you to take a couple of seconds to talk to your neighbor about what kind of reading you like to do. You like to be entertained, informed, or do you like to be persuaded? I give you about 30 seconds. Seconds. Okay, Deshaun, what kind of books do you like to read? What story do you like to read? Entertainment, why? You like funny stories? Or what about you? Inform. So you like to learn like new things? You like to be informed of new things? Like give me an example of something that informed you a lot. Who? Ecosystem. Oh, that's good. Real good. What about you, Justin?
Persuade.
Persuade?
Sometimes I like to see how people look at something.
When's your birthday, Justin?
December 5th.
Oh, December 5th. Okay. What about you, Brooke?
I like to be entertained.
Entertained? And what's your favorite book right now? Start right now.
I really like the book books.
Okay. And what about you, Jakaya? And why you like entertainment more so than informed persuade? All right, good job. Now, last year at our school, we did what we called what's it called? It was a big book. Movies coming out in October. It might be the Hunger Games, but it's another kind of story.
Maze Runner?
The Maze Runner. We did a school-wide study on the Maze Runner last year. After the school last year, we all did a big activity where each reading class came out and did an opposite for it. I was outside of the government cart to make sure the kids were supposed to do. But it was good. And most of the kids read the book and they enjoyed it. So that's something that we did here last year. So it was entertainment. But I know I love entertainment, but I also like to be informed. And a lot of times, I go on my iPad and I download the ledger to find out what's going on in my community. Because I like to be informed, especially with education. I like to keep on top of what's going on because it affects me, you, and everybody else. All right? Okay, so we're going to watch a video clip real quick about cell phone debate. But before we watch that video, you can hit the button again. I want you to video clip. After you watch the video clip, think about what purpose this video serves. Okay? Now, the video is about 4 minutes long, and it's a talk show. And these three people are debating about cell phone use in school. I want you to write down on that notebook, this is your notebook, write down your platform. Platform basically means how do you feel should cell phones be allowed in school, should they not be allowed in school? I want you to write down your thoughts real quick, and then once we watch the video, we're going to discuss it, and then we're going to talk about how those people in the video, their perspectives, how they influence you. Because honestly, it's really good, and I was basically trying to make sure, or trying to decide which side I want to go with. So I'll give you a couple minutes to write down your thoughts. How do you feel about cell phones being used in school? Should they be banned, or should they not be banned in school?
Welcome back to the Roadshow. This morning in the Buzz, do your kids bring a cell phone to school with them? Well, if they do, they may have to start leaving it at home. If one local lawmaker gets his way, State Senator John Tassoni Jr. has proposed banning students from using cell phones in school at all. Students may get a warning at first, followed by more serious punishments for repeat offenders. He says he thinks it will help prevent cyberbullying and also disruptions in class. But opponents say it should really be left up to each individual school. Right now, schools do make their own policies. You know, you hate to harken back to the old days when we did not bring cell phones because we didn't have them.
Senator, you are correct.
I agree 110%.
I agree
They do
130%.
not belong in schools
I
at all.
disagree.
Okay, Michaela, why?
Michaela, you're on your own, because I agree with Danielle that there is absolutely no
No.
need for a child to bring a cell phone into school.
Nothing.
At all.
You can talk
Go
face to
ahead.
face.
One word?
Pass notes.
Go ahead, what?
What, Columbine? How are you gonna get in touch with someone if, God forbid, something happens in your school?
Listen,
If I was a parent, I would want maybe not take it out in class, I would want my son or daughter to have a phone in school. God forbid something were to happen, maybe on the walk home, maybe on the way to school, I would feel much safer having it with them.
fair point, but I'm not buying it. Because you know what, give the teacher cell phones. Give every
Yeah.
teacher in the class a cell
Right.
phone to have in their desk if something, God forbid, like Columbine ever happens.
And you know what, I hate to say it, but God forbid things did happen before Columbine, before we had cell phones, I'm saying. And you know what, there were payphones in schools, that's what you use for emergencies, or, you know,
I'm sorry,
I
listen,
Yeah.
Columbine was horrible,
Yeah.
and anything like that ever again would be horrible, but there is no need for a kid to have this.
I say high school level. I'm not saying give it to your
All right, you know
7-year-old
what?
No,
son
that's
or
what I'm
daughter.
saying. You don't need it, it's a distraction.
it is.
a-
Why do
it
you,
is-
okay, other than the
Other than
emergency,
Columbine,
why
what
would
do
you
you
need
need?
it? You don't need to text your student, your
No.
fellow classmate
You
in
don't need to
class,
text
you
mom
know?
and dad during
No,
C
no.
period English
I
class.
wasn't saying that. I'm
Yeah.
saying you should have it for emergency purposes only.
For emergency.
Before and after school, I know I was, before I had a cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
the first couple of years of high school, I was always stuck for a ride. I couldn't
Yeah.
find someone. I couldn't do this. The phone
Well,
didn't
we had
work.
those issues too, and we figured it out, you know, hey. we
I'm just
figured it out.
saying,
You-
it's come to that
Rode your
point.
bike?
Let's look at it this way too, the cyberbullying is a huge issue.
Oh,
We never
yeah.
had these major bullying issues. I mean, we had bullying issues, but not to the point that it's filling up to now. I think you eliminate those cell phones out of school, you're eliminating a big problem.
I
Don't you
Well,
agree.
they
think?
can easily
You
just
know?
go online and do something
On
there.
their own
But you're
time.
eliminating half of the day
On their own
that
time.
you would have the ability to do it if you took it out of the school.
I
you
can't
know?
believe, I have a neighbor who's a teacher, and I say, you're telling me that the kids have the cell phones on their desk during school?
Yes.
Well, if you're
And
a
he's like,
teacher and you can't see that, then you're just clueless.
if a kid wants to bring a cell phone to school, that's fine, but they should put it in a locker
Mhm.
and be able to use it. I remember we used to have these rules where we can only use things certainly standing in our locker.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do at your locker, and your time, in between classes, but don't be late to your next class, or your lunch break, and then put it back in the locker and leave it there until the end of the day.
Yeah.
You do not
At the
need it.
very least,
I'm not
it should
saying
be a
take it
blanket
out in the
policy
middle of
about that.
class.
You know what I mean? Maybe I can see the before and after school because you might need to organize and times are different now.
I'm
blah,
just
blah,
saying
blah.
they should be able to bring it to school. I'm not allowing students to just, go ahead, text in class and don't pay attention and do this, that, and the other
Here's
thing.
the thing, do kids just have cell phones? No, they all have smartphones.
Yeah.
And do they need their cell phone for an emergency? No, they're on it looking at Twitter, Facebook,
Or looking at
downloading
the answers
iTunes,
to
or
their
looking at
tests.
Googling answers to their exams.
Ah.
Don't need them.
Michaela, you're fired up today. I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Generational thing.
Yeah.
Courtney,
Where do you
your
stand,
thoughts?
Courtney?
Discuss.
Okay, so I do agree with the emergency part. I feel like they should be in the locker, and if you're even caught with it once, take it away.
Yeah.
Lesson
Good, thanks,
learned.
Courtney.
Okay, so they don't need it in class because you can cheat, and it's just a huge distraction, I feel. But again, I'm from the ages where we didn't have cell phones in school. But everyone else seems to agree with a lighter type of ban. So we'll start on the live blog right now at foxprovidence.com. And Anthony says you can ban them, but enforcing the ban will be a task in itself. Pat R. says, cell phones in school, yes, but severe penalties for using them in class. And then Erin S. says, she told her children they can get a phone when they're 13. It will be prepaid, and they will only use it in emergencies, for missing the bus, going to a friend's, etc. So that is where she stands on the cell phones in school. Here is the poll right underneath that live blog. Do you think cell phones should be banned in school? A, yes, they are disruptive and distracting. B, yes, but it'll be too tough to enforce. Or C, no, students need it in case of an emergency. So we're getting lots of comments on Facebook. Maybe we can read some at the end of the show where we'll have those poll results. But
All right, so what I want you to do before we go to the activity, I want you to now write down, do you agree with what you said earlier? Your stand was, I think we should have cell phones in school, or no, I do not think we should have cell phones in school. If it changed, I want you to tell me why you changed your mind. It's called citing evidence. Think of something that they said in that video that made you either change your mind, or if you agree with what they said, tell me something, write down something why you agree with them. I'm gonna give you about 2 minutes to do that. I want you to learn how to support your claim. That's called citing your evidence. We're gonna share out in a second. Right there, that's all. Great, thank you. Ten. Okay, go ahead and find the stopping point. If you didn't finish, it's okay. You can tell me initially what you're going to write down. So I'm gonna start with Raul. What was your take on it? What was your stand on bringing yourself to school? Do you agree or disagree? You agree they should, and why? Okay, he said he agreed because if something was to happen at school, you need your cell phone. Now, they mentioned the word Columbine in here. You guys know where on earth when Columbine took place. Columbine happened, I want to say in 1998. There was a mass shooting at a school up in Colorado that killed teachers and students and kids on campus and decided they were going to just, destroy everybody's lives. And of course, back then, cell phones were not big. So she brought up Columbine because of kids can, call their parents and know they're okay. Of course, you can't call and say, Mom, come get me, because school's going to be locked down. But just to know that your child is alive is reassurance, or that's something that satisfies parents. So, in my case, I'm not Raul. That's one reason I would like a kid to bring cell phone. But I also have my other stance on why I think kids should not bring cell phone. So, I'm going to Jakaya and hear what she has to say. Good job. Thank you, bro. All right, she said the same thing Raul said, that they should bring cell phones for emergencies, but however, she also said they should not use it for crazy stuff like Facebook and social media. So she feels like they should bring them. What about you, Brooke? Good job, good job. And Deshaun, what do you have? He said the same thing for emergency purposes. And what about you, Justin?
I think something should be used in class without for social media or cheating or games or financial mistakes.
All right, good job. You guys, I would love to have you in my class next year if I was teaching in the classroom again. You guys all had great answers. There were no right, there were no wrong answers. Your opinion is your opinion. Like I stated before, when you learn how to cite, they made some good points. Both sides made good points about cell phones. It is a lot of cyberbullying going on. A lot of times you are trying to text your friends in class. Those are things teachers cannot stand, because I'm up here teaching my heart out, and I see you in the table doing this, I'm going to ask for your cell phone. There's a lot of times the kids want to get mad, parents want to come out and get upset. You don't see that phone, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of times we can avoid that kind of thing if we just eliminate cell phones. But being that I'm an adult, and I feel like you guys should have it for 6 reasons, especially if you walk home, or if you're not going home to a parent after school, I think you should have it. Our next activity we're going to do, you have this article on your table. It says Article 1 on the front and Article 2 on the back. It's titled, Should Schools Allow Cell Phone Use During the School Day? Before you actually read it, I want you to go through both articles, because they're combined, but they're just broken apart 2 different ways. I want you to either highlight or circle, underline the following vocabulary words: confiscation, rampant, shift to comma, ban, initial, controversial, and fixture. I'm going to give you about 90 seconds. Well, I need 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, probably 2.5 minutes to go through and just look for those words only and highlight them. Okay? And we'll come back together and I give you your next instructions, set of instructions. And it's okay to help each other. If you can't find a word and your neighbor may have one highlighted, it's okay to look at their paper. It's not a test.
Is band choosing the words? Or?
Yeah, it's two different words. I think I put a comma in there. Have about a minute and a half. And remember, both articles, they're together, but they're separate, so you can find words in that second article as well. About 30 seconds. So at this time, if you don't have all of them, share with your neighbors. Whoever has the most words, go ahead and share so to make sure we're all on the same page. Again, you have to use both articles to make sure you find the word. And if you don't find them, it's okay. You're going to find them in a minute when you read the story. All right, once you have boxed in the vocabulary words, look at them again with your table partner and use the strategy of context clues to figure out their definition. You're going to write them on your vocabulary notebook, that packet I gave you. You're going to write them on there that you wrote your initial responses to the debate. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes at this point. Who can tell me what's context clues? What are context clues? Justin?
Clues in the text that can either
Okay, you said clues inside the text, and text means the words that you're reading that gives you a clue as to what the word means. Now, I've been teaching 12, 13 years in college, everything. Do you think I know every word I come from? No. Sometimes I have to use that strategy of context clues to figure out the meaning. And that's okay. We're not going to know every word, but the context clues surrounding that unfamiliar word will help you to define it. So right now, I'm giving you 5 minutes to go through the story, go to those words only you highlighted, look at those surrounding clues, and then I want you to write down as a group what they mean. What do you think they mean? All right, you have 5 minutes. It's 10:25 on my watch. At 10:30, we'll come back and we're going to go over.
Conversation made somebody take something away. Controversial means different.
Again, it's okay. You can talk to your neighbor, help them out. In about 2.5 minutes. About 1.5 minutes remaining. About 1 minute. Seconds. All right, that's time. All right, write this down in your notebook. Develop a logical purpose question and statement. You're going to develop a logical argument for or against cell phone use in school. And I have the word logical different colored because that might be a word that you might not be familiar with. I'm not going to assume. What I'm going to do is do a thumbs up check. Give me a thumbs up if you know what the word logical means. If you don't know what it means, give me a thumbs down. If you think you know what it means, give me a halfway thumb. Alright, so I have, I think, two who say they know what it means. I want to allow them to tell you to see if they are correct. So, Brooke, what does logical mean?
Logical means like a smart decision.
She said smart decision. Justin, what do you think it means?
Logical means it makes sense.
There you go. Perfect. Hit it on the head. It makes sense. Would it be logical for me to go out, if it's pouring down raining, to go outside and sit and talk on the phone? Is that logical? Doesn't make sense. Is it logical for me to walk in the middle of 98 North at nighttime with all black on, without looking both ways while across the street? Is that logical? No, it's not. So